that I appreciate this opportunity to share this information about my company. And I am Charmane Sellers. I am the president and CEO of Allion Properties, Inc., which is a local Austin, Texas construction company. And we're 100% veteran and woman-owned. And we started the company in 2003, and we celebrated 19 years in business this year. So very happy about that. Well, how I got started in business is that I am actually a second generation entrepreneur. My grandparents, they actually owned 2 restaurants, and they owned a convenience store that provided groceries and other items to our local community. I was not born when the restaurant started. I heard a lot of stories about it, but as one of the grandchildren, we did work in the convenience store, and the entrepreneurial bug bit me then. And I always wanted to go into business, but I didn't know exactly what. And when I met my husband, we both had aspiring and similar ideas and goals for starting a business. And we wanted to create something that would be around long after we were gone, but also would be a benefit to the community. And also being in business, we wanted to have profits. We wanted to earn money. And so we actually decided to go into construction, and we started in residential. And the services that we provide are renovations and remodels. And our specialties are in painting, in flooring, and drywall. And then we added facilities maintenance, as well as pressure washing of buildings, and also on construction sites of equipment and things like that. Well, I can tell you the biggest one, especially with us being in construction, and I am the sole officer, and it's 100% women. One of the main roadblocks that I encountered was that the construction company was actually run by my husband, and I was just the front so that they could get women-owned set-asides or whatever. But that is not my personality. When we started this business, I let him know that although I did not know all of the technical aspects that he did, because he was an engineer, I knew the business systems side of it, because my background is in government procurement. And I wanted to be able to come in as equal partners in doing this. And I wanted to be able to hold my own in any environment in which we were presenting the company or representing the company. And so often I was ignored whenever we would go to a meeting, and Bob would share, well, she actually owns the company. I am one of the employees. And so that was one of the biggest things. And through the years, I've actually been able to gain the respect of my peers, as well as the vendors and subcontractors that we work with, and our clients as well. So that was one of the biggest barriers. The second is access to capital, because I'm sure many people are aware from all of the research that women-owned businesses, unfortunately, have lack of access to capital, or were undercapitalized. And so those are 2 things that we encountered, but gradually have been able to overcome. Along the way, there's one other woman-owned construction company here in Austin, and I met her back in 2006. And from that time, she's been in business since the late 80s, early 90s. And so she shared all of her information and some of the things that we could be preemptive about with going through and navigating this construction industry, specifically in our aspirations to go for government contracts, specifically government, federal, because that is a very hard nut to crack. and it has so many layers, and it's very challenging to navigate. And she was very instrumental in helping assist with that being done. And also, there's a local community development corporation here in Austin that works with small businesses, and they started to have a initiative that focused on veteran-owned businesses. And I was able to secure 2 mentors there that assisted with how best to improve the systems within the company and efficiency wise, especially with payments, getting our invoice systems and accounting and finance together. And the 3 of them have been so helpful, just a godsend to the company and helping us to continue forward and to grow profitably and sustain the company. Well, first I'll start off with just sharing that the fact that there are so many dynamic women in the organization and their dedication and their commitment to the core principles of the organization, but then also the different initiatives from year to year have been invaluable to me. They are a wellspring of information and resources, and the galvanizing and collective cooperation with going for policy and keeping on top of policies that actually affect all of our respective companies has been spectacular as far as a resource for me. I do remember the time when it was one time there was a conference in DC, and that was when they were really pushing for getting the policy to increase the percentage of women getting access to federal contracts. And we actually went down to the Capitol, walked the halls, went to the different politicians' offices, and shared. We all had our script and shared that information with them. And to see us all, the power of all those women going to Capitol Hill and walking through those halls is something that I'll always remember. And so that is one of the things that really has stood out. But overall, if there's one word, I'll say it's empowerment that we receive from WIPP. And it really helps in our everyday operations of our company.